Hey there everyone, this is Michael Dougal, the Nootropic Reviewer, and in this video you're going to learn about 4 of my favorite natural testosterone boosting supplements that have really worked well for me. Now I actually had lower testosterone over a decade ago, and then I was on TRT for some time, but realized that TRT was not a practice that I'd be comfortable with over the long run, so I looked into taking natural supplements, and I'm happy to say that these have surprisingly actually worked very well. See, if you have low testosterone levels, it's really going to compromise your productivity. At the same time, I've learned you really don't want to have your testosterone levels too high, because what happens is then you become aggressive. You can't think in a rational fashion. So if your goal is productivity, having between like a medium to a higher level of testosterone is decent. And one of the indicators that these supplements have worked well for me is not only blood work, but also an improvement in cognition, feeling stronger, better joint health, and probably most importantly is overall confidence. That's what you get from having higher levels of testosterone. The very first supplement is Tribulus terrestris. I've been using this supplement longer than most of the ones here, probably about 8 years now, on and off. And the way that I first actually found Tribulus terrestris was I had used a specific testosterone blend called Test Freak. And so this product was actually a proprietary blend, and it worked really well for me. The box said to take it for 30 days. I took it for 30 days. I could definitely feel it working. And then once I got off of it, I couldn't really feel that same effect. And when I deconstructed the ingredients and tried each of them one by one and found that Tribulus terrestris was actually doing most of the magic there with that supplement. So I started taking Tribulus terrestris. My favorite form of Tribulus terrestris is from now. I take 1 gram once in the morning, and then I take 1 gram once at night. And one of the things I love about this supplement is that it doesn't matter whether you take it in a fasted state or you take it in the fed state. I've not found myself had any side effects with it whatsoever. Now, most people really do feel it working. I would say maybe 20 to 30% of individuals really see no marginal benefit whatsoever. But one of the reasons why maybe you shouldn't take Tribulus terrestris is we virtually have no studies showing that it can significantly improve testosterone levels, or very light research saying that it does anything. So there are definitely stronger supplements out there that are also naturally occurring. Like, I love that Tribulus terrestris is a naturally occurring supplement. This is a herb. It tastes really, really bad, so I always take it in the capsule or the tablet form. And if you were to just take it once a day, like a lot of the supplements would instruct you to, then once before bed would be better than taking it once in the morning. I actually like taking it once in the morning because I do feel a little bit more aggressive, and that's one of the indicators that Tribulus terrestris is doing something for me. Now, when you take a supplement for that long and you take time off of it and you introduce it back into your stock, then you kind of conclude that it's doing something, and that's the reason why I'm very comfortable taking Tribulus terrestris long term. Should you take time off of it? I would say it depends how strong it is for you. It's a good practice to go something like maybe 2 months on, followed by 1 week off. That's the protocol that I typically take with Tribulus terrestris, but for myself anyway, I don't find that I build any bit of a tolerance. Now, it's one of my favorites because of the fact that I don't feel any negative side effects with it. I feel slightly more aggressive. I feel like I have better sleep. My mood is a little bit better. My joints feel stronger, but it doesn't come along with downsides. That being said, it is not the strongest supplement. Though the second natural testosterone boosting supplement is Tongkat Ali. And now this supplement actually has a whole lot of research showing just how effective it is. Over here in this study, for example, we can see that it did significantly increase testosterone levels. At the same time, there is actually some research showing that Tongkat Ali can as well help with increasing muscle strength and helping with 1-rap mechs. And I look at Tongkat Ali as probably like the strongest and at the same time kind of somewhat safe natural testosterone boosting supplement. This stuff really does work. However, there is something to be said about some of the side effects with Tongkat Ali. For one, irritability is very common. Some individuals experience some sort of brain fog once they have Tongkat Ali, and like, I look at Tongkat Ali as pretty much a supplement that I would use for increasing muscle strength and for improving my physique, but I don't look at it as a supplement that would help me to be any more productive. Like with Tribulus terrestris, I noticed a slight boost in my mood. With Tongkat Ali, if anything, I feel more irritable, and that compromises my productivity. So Tongkat Ali, overrated when it comes to cognition. I've seen other individuals report that they actually feel like they're a bit sharper on their feet. I don't find that effect whatsoever, but for boosting testosterone levels, there's clear research showing that it does just that. And the way that you may want to start taking Tongkat Ali is by taking 200 milligrams once a day. I typically take the form from Nootropics Depot. That's been my favorite. It's the 2% urocominone. It's in the powder form. The powder tastes absolutely awful. That being said, I can tolerate it. With Tribulus terrestris, I can't tolerate the taste of that. And I would really encourage you to make sure that you're getting it from a good vendor. See, if you don't get good results from taking Tongkat Ali, don't just give up on the supplement. Try it from somewhere else. Like, for example, me, when I discovered the form from Nootropics Depot, I liked it so much that I said I'm never going to get Tongkat Ali from anywhere else again. Though something that I don't like that much about Tongkat Ali is that I have found that I've built somewhat of a tolerance to it, but it's as if the longer I take it, and that's even if I take time off periodically, the less I notice it working, and that's even if I do take structured breaks. Though that's going to depend on how significant you feel the effects being. Like I've learned with nootropics, the stronger they are, the more important it is for you to cycle off occasionally. And one way to avoid some of the negative side effects is to ensure you're having tonka ali with a meal. Don't make the mistake that I did. I used tonka ali in a fasted state for about a month. I didn't know what was going on, but I definitely felt like I had higher testosterone levels. And then once I learned to start taking it along with the meal, then I felt much better during the day, and at the same time I noticed the testosterone boost. My third favorite natural testosterone boosting supplement would be taking Sustanche tubulosa, and this again is a naturally occurring supplement. It's not as strong as taking something like Tribulus terrestris or tonka ali. Some individuals have reported that they do see good results in the gym from using Sustanche, but what I specifically like about it is that I don't overthink anywhere as much when I'm taking Sustanche. It's like what happens generally is we have an idea, and then it takes quite a bit of time for us to execute on that idea. Maybe we procrastinate, maybe we put it to tomorrow, but with Sustanche, it's like I can reduce that time and it makes me super productive. The research on this supplement is still pretty light. There is some research done on animals showing that it can in fact boost testosterone levels, though with humans basically doesn't exist. Though I really like the fact that with Sustanche I'm finding that I can sleep a little bit less. I like that I get the cognition benefit, and I feel like my joints that are a little bit stronger, and that's important to me. And I remember that when I had lower testosterone levels, it was like everything hurt. I could go to the gym and get a good workout, but I was in pain afterwards and I wouldn't recover anywhere as fast. I found that Sustanche, especially when combining with tonka ali, I really get that benefit and I feel recovered all the time. And the form of Sustanche that I'm taking is from Nootropics Depot. I'm taking 200 milligrams first thing during the day. Now I've tried taking the later portion of the day. I didn't really like it as much. I've never actually tried dosages over 200 milligrams. Some individuals do report that they see better results by taking more Sustanche, but I like that with Sustanche there's virtually no side effects, so I would be comfortable increasing the dose, and that's something that I may even try doing. I've talked more about Sustanche in this video right over here, and I really enjoy it. And then the fourth natural testosterone boosting supplement is taking Turkesterone. This is from Black Forest, and this is 500 milligrams per serving. That's how I'm typically taking it. I'm taking it once a day at the same time as taking my Sustanche and my Tribulus. That's the first thing in the morning pre-workout. And what's unique about Turkesterone, I look at this pretty much like as a fitness supplement, is that like it would get around anything that would be preventing you from building muscle. For example, if you have like excessively high cortisol levels or even estrogen levels, that could potentially be preventing you from building muscle. And then you have this disruptive supplement Turkesterone where it can reduce cortisol levels, slightly reduce estrogen levels, thus ensuring that you're optimally building muscle mass. Now that's what it should be doing. A lot of people do get that benefit, though for me, I don't find it anywhere as strong as I had expected it to be, but it does still do something. It's like, you'll notice with these supplements, a lot of them aren't super strong with the exception of tonka ali, but it's like a marginal benefit. And then at the same time, I haven't found any concerns with combining all nootropics together. Like I use all four of these the same day, and I really like Turkesterone and that it helps me to boost my mood, helps me to sleep a little bit less, and does help me with recovery. Something great about Turkesterone is it doesn't matter whether you take it in a fasted state or a fed state. Also, I take it first thing in the morning along with my Tribulus terrestris and along with my Sustanche, and I enjoy the benefit. And with Turkesterone, I don't personally feel any sort of acute effect. I notice Turkesterone more after taking it for about 3 to 4 days every single day, and then I'm just continuing in that fashion and I notice the benefit. Whereas with Sustanche, like I mentioned, you take it, you feel a little bit sharper, you feel like mentally stimulated to some extent. With Turkesterone, not really like that, but you feel a little bit more chill. Like I notice I'm a bit more relaxed, kind of like how ashwagandha feels. Though with ashwagandha, one of the reasons why I don't recommend it for boosting testosterone levels is because at the same time, ashwagandha can decrease levels of motivation. Now, if you were to start using all these supplements together, I would never recommend somebody jumps to taking all four at once. Rather, a better practice is by starting off by taking one at a time. Try it for a couple of weeks. Let's say Tribulus terrestris for a couple of weeks. Make sure that you don't have any adverse reactions to it. Then you can discontinue the use of it. Try tonka ali for a couple of weeks. If you feel good with taking tonka ali, then only afterwards you may consider taking them together, but of course start off with a lower dose. Make sure you're eating enough, sleeping enough, and your testosterone levels will be good. A lot of people undereat or they over-exercise, and that's one of the reasons why their testosterone levels are on the lower side, and unfortunately supplements are not going to do a whole lot for you. What other supplements would you add to this list? Be sure to comment below, and if you did get value from this video, then make sure to subscribe, drop a like, and if you want to chat with me one-on-one, you can do so over on Patreon or send me a direct message on Instagram, and be sure to visit our Discord server, which has a 24/7 chat room running where we're having a whole lot of fun and we're answering questions in a time-sensitive fashion. I thank you for your interest in nootropics, and I look forward to seeing you next time.